So I did not get the Padova Excellence, neither did I get the departmental scholarship. So I was like, okay, how sure am I? So I told my friend, how sure am I that I'm going to get the regional scholarship? Because if I come down, even though I have a bit of money saved up, it's not going to sustain me.
Mhm.
And if I end up coming here and I do not get the scholarship, I'm going back to Nigeria. So that's it. So that was it for me.
Hi, hello, hi guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so today, you know what's happening today? We have a guest on the channel and she's going to introduce herself. So let us get to know her. Hi, Comfort, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everyone, and yeah, thanks for having me here today. My name is Comfort Oladayo Adegbinro. I like calling my full name. Okay, so I'm currently a master student at the University of Padova in Italy. It's a 2 year program, but I'm in my first year, and I'm studying sustainable agriculture. Yeah, and yeah, it's an English-based English taught course, definitely. So I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Nigeria, Yoruba to be precise. That's my tribe, and this is my second master's. I had my first master's in the UK, where I studied biotechnology. Yeah, so okay. I also own a YouTube channel, which I just
Mhm,
started late last year, I think around December thereabout.
mhm.
So I would say I'm still a JJC. We are learning from Hanita at the moment. And I also talk about, just scholarships, study opportunities, and lifestyle, like just things going on around me here, basically. And I also write. I have
Mhm,
like a newsletter which I send to people. It's a faith-based newsletter called Opa Life.
mhm.
Yeah. So that's basically it for now.
So, guys, you heard from her. She has introduced herself. Now you know a bit about her. But then, tell us before your master's in Padova, like what was life like in the UK? Like, what were you just spoke to us about what you were studying, but then what was life generally like in the UK?
Um, it wasn't all that bad. I would say that was like my first time traveling out of Nigeria, definitely. So I think the first thing was the weather, which I remembered coming out of the plane. I was just wearing a random sweatshirt. It wasn't even like thick enough. Then before I was able to like finally get a winter jacket, because I got to the UK around October, which was definitely around winter, maybe autumn or so thereabout.
Yeah.
So, but study generally was not as much as I expected it to be. It wasn't like really, really intense in a way
Okay.
compared to maybe Nigeria and compared to what I'm experiencing presently in Italy. Yeah,
Okay.
but I would say in whole it's not a waste because definitely I was able to learn like new things that are academic related. For example, my academic writing skills, I would say, improved because that was like what the bulk of my assessments were when I was in the UK. Yeah, and language barrier wasn't an issue, definitely, because it's English, so that's it. And the lifestyle was okay because I had Nigerians around me. Yeah, I had course mates, so it felt like home away from home.
Of
I
course,
would say that.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it felt like home away from home. So I was able to also still get local food around. That was quite important to me. That was one of the things I was thinking about that. I'm leaving Nigeria. Will I be able to eat semo? Will I be able to eat eba? Will I be able to eat pound? And all of the local food, but thankful to God, I was able to do all of that. I studied in the UK through the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. Yeah.
Okay. What did you study for undergraduate in Nigeria?
Okay. Crop science. I had
Okay.
a. It's called BA Greek but it was specifically in crop science. Yeah.
Okay. From which university?
Landmark University. It's a private university in Kwara State, Nigeria.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So now there's this comfort. She's in the UK. She's studying for a master's. What came to your mind? You're like, I want to go to Italy for my second master's. We want to know about that.
Okay. Just like I said when I studied in the UK, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like what I expected
Okay.
in terms of, and now this is not to say the UK is not good for studying, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I wasn't all that just satisfied with the way the program went, and like I said, it's the Commonwealth shared, which you just get nominated. So some of the
Mm-hmm.
courses might not really be in line, but if they feel it's in line, like now, when I saw the course, it was a biotechnology course. So when I was writing my thesis, definitely I was interested in agricultural or plant biotechnology, and I wrote my essays in that direction. But I
Mm-hmm.
later found out that the that particular program was in the Department of Medical Science.
Okay.
So it was a bit not in line with what I really wanted. And aside from that, um, I would say some things I was expecting was not just in place. I had just one course which was on plant and environmental biotechnology. So it's not really enough for me to, okay, now let's say I'm interested in research or
Mm-hmm.
going into academics fully. That master's might not just be enough for me to just delve into like maybe PhD directly.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely possible to still do a PhD because I know of going to the US. You can just from your bachelor go directly and start a PhD, which is possible. But coming to Italy, um, I did not really research the school
Okay.
myself. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had a colleague.
Mm-hmm.
We were classmates or classmates in the
Cosmetics.
university doing undergrad. So yeah, he was in Italy and he talked about his course a lot, sustainable agriculture. I was like, wow, this really sounds like what I would really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, let me just try applying. So at some point, I really thought I wasn't going to come to Italy because I was fed up with the whole process, having to legalize, authenticate. I was going to London to and fro. London was quite far from where I was staying, so the expenses and having to send my documents to Nigeria, you know, a lot of things. And I was also scared of the fact that I wasn't going to get the regional scholarship because I definitely applied. There's this scholarship in my university called the Padova Excellence. I guess we'll still talk about that subsequently.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
just to give like a brief a brief like intro. So I did not get the Padova Excellence, neither did I get the departmental scholarship. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, how sure am I? So I told my friend, how sure am I that I'm going to get the regional scholarship? Because if I come down, even though I have a bit of money saved up, it's not going to sustain me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I end up coming here and I do not get the scholarship, I'm going back to Nigeria. So that's it. So that was it for me. So
Okay.
it was more of like a step of faith all
Mm-hmm.
through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then I applied for my visa in the
Okay.
UK. I got it without the scholarship. I just showed like some amount of money I had in my account then.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I also told them in my letter of intent that I was hoping to get the regional scholarship. Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, and maybe they could have also considered that because I actually applied, but the mistake I made was that I did not upload my visa appointment letter on my website, so I couldn't get a student number. So, without the
Mm-hmm.
student number, there is no way you would know if you have been selected or not for the regional scholarship. So, I had to wait for like the second cycle, and by
Mm,
then I had to travel to Italy. So, I came to Italy without knowing if I would get the scholarship or not.
not.
Yes.
Wow.
So I came to Italy then like a week after I got the scholarship when the list
Wow.
came. Yeah.
I see. So you're going to talk about the particular type of scholarship
Okay.
that you got. But then I want to know, you made mention of the fact that you did not get the Padova Excellence And you also did not get
The
that of the
departmental.
departmental scholarships. Why? I just want you to tell us.
Yeah, honestly, I really do not know why because there is no separate application for
Okay.
these scholarships. You just have to submit the statement of motivation
Mm-hmm.
and you should be selected if
Okay.
maybe you meet the criteria. I do not know exactly what the criteria were, but maybe it could have just been your grade and maybe how well
Mm,
you've written. So I just wrote the motivation letter and stated that I hope to be considered for the Padova Excellence Scholarship
mm-hmm.
and the departmental. No, I did not say the department. I just said Padova Excellence, hoping that if I don't get that, I will get a departmental. For example, my friend did not get the university scholarship but got the departmental scholarship. So,
Okay.
so yeah, so
Mm,
that was it. So, and I was also thinking that, okay, just me. I was also thinking that could it be because I have a previous master's? I really don't know if that could
okay.
have been a reason. I'm just, thinking.
Okay.
But honestly, I really do not know why.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you applied early because sometimes,
Yeah, I applied during the first call because my
that's
friend
all.
actually told me that for you to be selected or considered, you have to like apply early. So I actually applied early. I did.
Okay. Then maybe they have their own
They have
reason.
something else they are looking out for. Definitely.
Okay. So you sent your documents to Nigeria. Which document did you send to Nigeria?
Okay. I needed to authenticate and legalize my academic documents, and I think the birth certificate. So I sent my transcripts, I sent my certificate, I sent my birth certificate, and I also sent my WAEC certificates. The WAEC is the secondary
Mm,
school,
school.
yes, secondary school
Yes.
certificate. But I really don't think I needed to upload that on my
Mm-hmm.
portal, but it was necessary back
Mm-hmm.
home because they
Okay.
wouldn't authenticate and legalize your university certificate and transcript without seeing that one. So that was why I'd
Wow.
even sent my transcript and certificate without the WAEC.
Mm-hmm.
Then the person that was meant to help me said that no, they won't attend. So I had to DHL my WAEC certificate again
Again.
to Nigeria.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything you sent, like the hard copies,
The
or
hard copy is the original.
wow,
They had to, authenticate and
authenticated.
legalize. So there's like a stamp and then is it apostille or something at the back. So there's
Okay.
there's a proof behind the original
Original
document to
documents,
show that it
the
has been
stamp.
legalized.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what I want to know is you had to authenticate the document that you got from Nigeria and not that of the masters that you studied in the UK.
Not at all. I did not I had not even gotten my certificate and transcript because I was still running the program though, maybe towards the end.
Okay.
And by the time I applied, I definitely was still in the process of like the master's program in the UK. So I only just wrote pending in my application. So there was really no proof to show
That.
that I'm truly doing a master's or I'm done. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even done like officially. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just my undergraduate
Then you used
certificates
for
and
that
transcript.
masters.
Exactly.
Okay. So how was it like? Because you are in the UK and
Mm,
then you are leaving the UK to Italy to study another masters. How was it like? How were you able to actually get through and get your visa approved for you to move from the UK to Italy since you were not actually coming from Nigeria
no, I
to
wasn't
Italy?
coming from Nigeria. And I think based on what I hear from people, it's easier to get your visa from maybe outside the country. I don't know how it works for other African countries,
Mm-hmm.
but I know of persons whereby it took a while for them to get their visas while they were in Nigeria. My
Mm-hmm.
visa came I think it was approved after 3 days or
Wow.
so. Yeah, and I know of, well, I think in Nigeria it's possible to also be able to get your visa approved within 24 hours or so, depending on how solid your documents and how
Exactly.
well prepared they
Mm-hmm.
are. If they don't have any reason to question you, definitely they won't question you. So, the basic thing the basic things I did were to legalize my document. I was thinking it was something I would have been able to do in the UK, but obviously it wasn't possible. So I
Yeah.
had no choice to send my documents back to Nigeria. And after getting all of those, I went through the list of what they would. I think each country might have something like that might be different, but not all that different because I still had to do the travel insurance, medical insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and all of those things. I can't remember all the documents per se, but
You had
the
to
things were
basically.
certificates, transcripts, insurance. I think a proof of fund too was also needed.
Yeah, yeah, proof of funds.
Yes, proof of
Yeah.
fund is definitely needed. So I had to
Needed,
also
yeah.
do that. But I would say maybe because there weren't much persons traveling from the UK to Italy for studies, so it
Mm,
wasn't all that difficult. Maybe.
difficult. Okay. So it was a like self-sponsor, or did you have like parents sponsoring you, or someone else sponsoring you?
No, it was mainly through my savings. I had
Okay.
some savings, yes,
Mhm.
that I made. So I just presented my UK account to them.
To them. Okay.
Yes.
So you got the medical insurance and everything from like the UK provider, or you got
From
that
the
from
UK.
Nigeria?
From the UK. The thing about it is that while they use these visa application agencies or so, it was
Yeah.
VFS. I think in
VFS
Nigeria
Global.
is TLS or something in
Mm.
Nigeria. So at the point where you're about to apply and I think book the application date, it tells you that you need a travel or medical insurance. And they said there's the provision for a particular agency. There's
Mm-hmm.
a suggested agency that you can use. So that was why I used. I did not really have to like search somewhere else.
That's
So and I
okay.
felt like since the visa application agency are suggesting this is going to be good enough and
Mm-hmm.
most likely to be accepted, they feel it's maybe they feel they're trustworthy or something.
Uh-huh.
So I just felt that's going to work. So I just used that. If I were to be applying from Nigeria, that means I would have contacted persons who are here already
Mm-hmm.
and they would suggest to me whoever they used or whatever
Oh,
insurance agency they used. So
yes. Okay. Okay. Moving on. What made you choose, like, Padova? Did you apply to a number of schools
no,
and got accepted to
no,
Padova, or you just applied to
just
Padova?
Padova because my friend was here. It was tested and trusted. Yeah, it was just because I had someone that was here, and I felt
Mm-hmm.
like we studied the same thing in undergrad.
Okay.
We were course mates too. Crop
Mm-hmm.
science, crop science is doing sustainable agriculture. And funny thing is, when I was applying to the UK for the Commonwealth Scholarship, all of the other three courses I and universities were things related to agriculture specifically. Like I remember applying to University of Glasgow food security,
Mm-hmm.
Royal Agricultural University sustainable agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
and Cranfield University something about food sustainability or something. It was
Mm-hmm.
just University of Chester that was biotechnology. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to do something that was still in line with what I had
Yeah, I
before.
had oh,
Although I was interested in biotechnology because I knew I applied for some other scholarships that were like plant biotech, but they were like specifically agric or plant biotechnology, not just generic. Yes,
biotechnology.
exactly.
Currently, you are in Padova. How is it going? You said with the UK, it wasn't as you expected, but how are you feeling the education, the educational system? How is the masters going
Okay.
in Padova?
I think the educational system here is quite good, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It could be intense, but it's worth it. That's just the
Mm-hmm.
truth. I don't know about other European countries, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just in Italy, so I can talk about Italy and I
See?
can talk about the university I am studying. Yes. So for the academic style itself, one thing I think I really enjoy is the fact that you don't have to write all of your exams at once. You
Mm-hmm.
have the opportunity to like choose. So I was able to spread my courses because I resumed like a month after courses had started over here. So and
Mm-hmm.
I saw that okay, I could write maybe part of my courses in January, write the rest in February. which was fine with me, and it helped me like to adjust. And the professors are actually really nice, and
Mm-hmm.
aside from being nice, they are knowledgeable in what they are teaching. You
Okay.
can ask questions, and well, it should be like that for all schools, and maybe yes.
Exactly.
So, but I love the fact that they are knowledgeable, and you can easily just contact them, send mails. It was like that too in the UK, but for the UK, we weren't attending classes every day, so it's
Mm-hmm.
just more of like the 3 days, and that's all, you know. But yeah, you attend classes every day, and it's not all that strange because it's similar to Nigeria. But I think the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I was just scared of, I was telling my friend that, can I still cope? It's been a while I really studied. Like now I have to write exams. While I was in the UK, I did not write exams.
Yeah.
So it felt like I wrote the exams like 3 years ago or so. Do I still have it in me to study? But I guess it's in you, so it has to come out
Mm-hmm.
wherever it stays. Yes, so I was able to cope with that. Yes, I was able to cope with that. So classes every day, it could be tiring. You have to survive on junk sometimes, except
Mm-hmm.
you want to discipline yourself that yes, I'm going to cook. So
Mm-hmm.
then you have to you keep looking forward to the weekend.
Exactly.
Every time you keep looking forward to the weekend. So I would say that's that about academics. Okay, yes. I think another good thing is the fact that you have access to practicals, and for me, we go to the field sometimes, and we also go
Mm-hmm.
on excursions. Yes,
Okay.
we go on excursions to certain maybe agricultural firms and
Mm-hmm.
organizations relating to whatever course or module the professor is teaching you at that
Mm-hmm.
particular time. Yes. So maybe not all the time, but at least one or two cases. I can remember we've gone for some excursions. Yeah. So that's basically it. It's intense, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. Okay.